Hi guys, welcome back to new Dram Drinker, and we are back doing the pouring it, drinking it and enjoying it with friends videos. I'm going to pass you over to Nicky now and she'll explain a little bit more about it.
I can't believe we're back in the bar.
I know, it's been a while, hasn't it?
We haven't done one of these videos for ages. Normally we're in the whiskey corner and it's a bit chilled, but we're back in the bar, back on it.
We've got to get them done because we've still got a few people
We have
left.
a huge list, and we've even started writing a list for season 2, so
yeah, keep them peeled.
Got to get through them. So I haven't actually got myself a drink yet, so watch this cinematic. I'll pour myself a little dram and then we'll carry on. So as you saw from that, today's whiskey is Aerolite Lyndsay, and the person that is bringing the notes is Matt McKay. So you will find him at the Dramble. It's a great website, really informative. It's one that we found quite early on. I've never actually met Matt. Ant has. He went to a Bimber thing and he was there. Matt does quite a lot of work with Bimber. And Ant came home and he was like, oh, he's such a nice guy. He's going to do some notes for us. So that's how we got in touch with Matt. Aerolite Lyndsay. So, if you've watched any of my videos, we bought this quite early on, you know, Ant, Petehead. There's not an awful lot left, and I'm going to say, I think I've probably tried this once, and I vaguely remember not liking it, like it was too much, it was too peaty. So as you know, I'm kind of on my peat journey. So today I'm a little bit excited and a little bit scared at the same time, because I genuinely not quite sure how I'm going to feel about this. But we'll get to that. Bottle, pretty nice bottle. Ant loves the label of this because it's his favourite colours, black and red, classic. And we just loved that Aerolite Lyndsay was an anagram for 10-year-old Isla. You know, it's a bit of a goofy thing, but we liked it. It was quite fun. I think there's 3 different ones in this range, but we've only ever had this one. Although there's not an awful lot left, so I'm pretty sure we'll probably buy some more, because you can see that Ant has really enjoyed this. So,
I think you'll enjoy it as well, to be honest. I think you're right in what you say, that a while ago it would have been a little bit much for you. I think you've probably left it. It still might be, I would say. I think it's definitely worth giving a go.
I just feel more excited to try it now, because I know I can drink peated whiskies. I know what I like at the moment in peated, whereas before you probably said, oh, try this, and I probably absolutely hated it.
There's a lot going on with it, so I think as long as you can get past the high peat level and get to those notes, you'll be fine with it, to be honest.
I think as long as there are some other flavours and hopefully sweet. If there's a bit of sweet and peat, we'll probably be going in the right direction.
I don't choose you to do certain videos because I don't think you're going to like that whiskey. I like to do the ones that I think stand a good chance with you. I mean, this is probably at this present time 50-50 for me with you, but we'll see.
Who knows?
Shall we crack on and get on with the colour?
Yep. So the colour, really pale. I know it's like a bit of a misconception, but really early on we always thought that peat whiskies would be like really deep in colour, you know, heavy flavour, heavy colours. That just looks like pale, I was going to say honey, but actually it's lighter than honey. Straw, like really light, pale.
It's very light, isn't it?
Yeah, legs are good though. They're really thick, I can see them right on the glass.
Do you think because you
really
imagine that a peated whiskey is going to have that much flavour, that it will have a darker colour because of that? I suppose it's almost like cordial, isn't it? You put cordial into water, the less cordial you put in, the lighter it is, and it's got less flavour. So I always just imagine that it's going to get more kind of darker the more flavour. I don't know where that came from, but
that's a misconception, because it's not like that.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay, so shall we move on to the nose?
Yeah, can't wait. So instantly I get a lovely sweet smoke, which is like my favourite peat type whiskey at the moment. But actually it's peat smoke, so it's not just smoky, it's definitely peat smoke. But there's a real sweetness there as well.
that bodes well.
Yeah, it's almost like you get the burnt kind of peaty, smoky smell. And I'm going to say I think it's smoky bacon. It might even be your Frazzles smell. But it's offset with a lovely... It's not fruit, it's like honey. Have you ever had that set honey? You know, the really like set stuff, not the pouring stuff. When I was a little girl, my granddad used to have it on toast. That's what it reminds me of, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that, you know.
Yeah, it's a different flavour to the stuff that you squeeze, okay. Yeah. But it's not like artificial, sugary, sweet. But it does taste like, it smells like honey. Sorry, taste. I haven't tasted it yet. It does smell like honey, but the smoky bacon. There's a nice outdoors kind of freshness that I'm getting. And if there was some fruit, I'm going to say it's like a citrus. It's that freshness. It's not the usual. So it's not like normally I get either orchard fruits or dark fruits or red fruits. It doesn't smell like that at all.
Nice nose.
It is really nice. Really nice, which makes me feel happy. And I want to say, you know, I said the outdoorsy smell. Now, I don't know whether I've been influenced by what colour, you know, I said on the colour, it was like pale straw. I'm thinking, have you ever been in like a straw field and you know you get that dusty, like straw dusty?
Yeah, like the dry.
Yeah, the kind of thing that would make my hay fever like be horrific,
Yeah.
or make me cough because you get that tickle. But it does feel like an outdoorsy, fresh, farmyardy kind of, yeah.
Awesome.
It's a really nice nose. So,
Does it make you want to drink it?
It does.
Okay, but you can't.
No, I want to hear what Matt said.
Okay, so let's get on to Matt's notes. Coastalness is immediate. Hewn rocks, shingles and pebbles alongside plenty of salinity, which grows the longer this rests in the glass. It's followed by impactful peat smoke, part smoked fresh green apple, part iodine, brine, and seaweed, part burning vegetation. Throughout, chip pan fat and pickled onion monster munch, whilst licorice and white chocolate cream provides some sweet richness. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at, can you imagine having a meal that was pickled onion monster munch with apples, licorice and white chocolate, like, oh my god.
It's also notes, aren't they? They really kind of touch on every base, don't they, really, of what it could be.
I could see how, so like I said outdoorsy, it made me smell outdoorsy. I think I get why he's saying the saltiness, you know, the rocks and the seaweed. That wasn't my first thought. I definitely felt it was fresher and dustier.
Yeah, that's why I said brine and not brine, because I was thinking about where we used to go on holiday with the kids.
So I get that. The fresh apples, I like that because in my head I said fresh fruits, didn't I? But I was thinking more, they just feel lighter and fresher, as in, I think they're citrusy. They're not. It doesn't smell like orchard fruits or anything.
Yeah, but you were more.
I'm not
smoked
getting
bacon rather than monster munch.
No, it's pickled onion monster munch.
Pickled onion
not
monster
at all.
Munch, yeah. No.
Yeah, bacon and a sweet honeyness, or even maybe, you know, like a gammon with a honeyness.
Nice. Because you do have honey on gammon.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds lovely. Should we get on to tasting it?
That'd be really good. So, instantly peat. My ears have gone warm.
It's a lot different on the palate to the nose.
Yes. So the nose was sweet and peat. The palate is all peat. Definitely getting put. I'm hoping I'll get something else in a minute. At the moment, it tastes like a real dirty peaty whiskey. A barbecue ash. That's what I'm getting. It's like real meaty peat. Almost like it doesn't taste like meat, it tastes like, you know, I said the ash, it's almost like the ash that's had the dripping oils or fats from a barbecue. So the meaty bits.
You're licking an old barbecue.
Yeah. It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? It sounds awful.
Nice.
No, it sounds disgusting. It's
more.
like, no. As somebody that doesn't eat a lot of meat either and doesn't drink a lot of peat, it's just like, whoa. It's warm and it's spicy, but not overly spicy and not like cinnamon baking spices. It's not peppery either, but there is a spice there. That sounds silly because I can't quite picture it. I'm thinking as well, you know, the ash, I'm thinking cigar leaves. You know, almost like somebody that smokes, you know, those really big fat cigars. And you just get that smell, or I imagine the taste when you put a cigar in your mouth.
Yeah, I got that, I must admit. I was very much, you know, like when they snip the end off and then they nose it along the stem.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah.
It's that kind of
100%. Yeah, 100%. So there's two things going on. I like this because it's almost like now my ears are nicely warm, but now my palate has warmed up. There's layers. I like that. I like a complex whiskey, even if it might be too tricky for me initially.
Do you think it's too tricky for you?
I can manage it. I'm hoping the more I drink it, the more I get, which makes it an interesting whiskey. So I'm always going to be more invested in that.
So that's the key, because the fact that you're saying the more you drink it, you just wouldn't have drank it before.
I'm looking,
too much for you.
I'm looking to pull out all of those flavours, and there's definitely a lot going on. So I'm not saying, oh my god. Before I think I'd have been like, oh, that's peat, and I can't get anything else. That's not the case now. I feel like there's a lot of flavours. It is complex. There's layers. And I think I'm excited at that. I like that kind of, you know, there's a few things going on. I'm hoping there's some sweetness or fruits I can get.
I usually do after a while, but like I say, my palate's a little bit more acclimatised to the kind of peat notes, so might take you a little bit longer. Might even come on the finish for you.
I'm thinking, I wouldn't say it was a sweetness, but there is a something else. Maybe it's the apples, you know, from the nose. I actually think there's a bit of rubber as well. I think I got that sort of rubbery, you know, like an inner tube on a bike or something like that. I don't think it's iodine. I was thinking, because Matt said iodine on the nose. It doesn't taste like that.
So far you've licked an old barbecue and the inner tube of a bike.
And a cigar. And there might be an apple in there somewhere.
I can't wait to see what the
it's
conclusion
warm
is
and
on
spicy as well. But it's not awful. I'm going to, you know, plough on. I want to like peel back all those layers. Yeah. I'm not invested, if nothing else. I'm putting in the work.
Should we get to Matt's notes?
Yes, please, tell me.
Okay. The arrival reaffirms the Isla character with an immediate upfront detonation of coastal smokiness. Dry burning wood, bandages and hospital gauze alongside salted water and bitumen-like tarriness. The mid-palate re-establishes sweetness with preserved lemons and golden syrup, whilst maritime minerality is never too far away. Now this bit, I don't actually know what it means, so forgive me, Matt. Maybe you can explain it in the comments. Granite, beach groins and chiselled slate. I know everything apart from the groins. I don't know what that means.
So granite, does that mean, you know, when you walk along a beach and you get those like slaty bits and the granite rock type bits? That's probably what that is, but I wouldn't know what one tasted like.
And that's it pretty much on his notes.
The only thing I'll say is, listening to his notes, the only thing that I think I probably could have got, you know when I said rubber, the inner tube? Yeah. It did make me wonder, tarmac. I think I probably could get tarmac. You know when you have a really hot day and if you've got a really lovely, beautiful new drive, you know you almost always get that like watery wet bit on the top that's like a bit oily. That popped into my head, but I didn't say it because I thought it was a bit weird.
Well, I remember when we first started,
tarmac.
and one of our things that we said is, Somebody we used to watch said it was like tarmac between two fields.
Yeah.
We were like, how the hell did you get that? And now you literally just said it.
Do you know, it popped
Nearly
into my head.
Later and we're doing the same thing.
It popped into my head and I just thought, I'm not saying that. But because Matt said it, it's okay.
Yeah, we'll let Matt,
hey,
go in.
inner tube, that's a big step for me.
Awesome. Sounds like a lovely palette. Shall we?
It is though, it's alright, yeah.
Shall we move on to the finish?
Yeah, let's do the finish. So the finish, it's all there. Those flavours are all still there. I almost feel like there's so many different flavours in my mouth. You know, when it's... My mouth literally feels full of flavours. It's that dirty peat. It's the ash. It's the smoke. It's the rubber. Maybe it's tarmac now as well. I wouldn't say there was much sweetness at the end. It tends to be more of those sort of Isla flavours. It's a medium finish. It's still there now, but it definitely peters out and just fades into nothing.
Did you ever get the fruits you were hoping to get?
Not on the finish. At the palate, I think there might have been a little bit of apple, I said, but not on the finish. I didn't get anything sweet on the finish. It was that dirty, peaty rubber. Yeah. And then it just fades for me.
Okay, cool. Matt's finish is medium with fruit-driven smokiness, licorice, menthol and drying wood.
The wood I didn't get... I'm quite good at noticing like oak and wood and stuff.
Something you've kind of worked on.
Yeah, I didn't get that, but there is a tiny dryingness.
What about the licorice? You get that at all?
No, and I eat loads of licorice.
You literally had a bag of it tonight.
Just so you know, I literally eat licorice every day. I didn't get licorice at all. No, yeah, but yeah. So the wood I could get. I could. If I was hunting for it, there is a slight dryingness, yeah.
Okay. Just a word of note. Matt's notes actually on his website do this with water as well, so it kind of expands on it a little bit more. Just for the sake of time, really, we haven't done that. So if you want to check out what it's like with water or any other review on his website, head over to thedramble.com, check it out, and you'll find it, an expanded version of what we're doing here right on there. So, shall we move on to the conclusion? Okay, so I'm interested myself to hear what your conclusion is. So, hit me with it.
I feel like if I was doing this for my Instagram account, I'd have probably written, rewritten, edited, rewritten, changed it a bit some more, my conclusion, because I don't hate it at all. It is a hefty drink. She is saying, I'm here, this is what I'm offering, and it's a full bag of flavours. I feel like I'm warming towards just the brand and the whiskey itself, because it is complex, and I do think maybe we do need to buy some more because there's not an awful lot left. I do think it's one of those whiskies that excited me, and I think this is about me and my personal journey into whiskey and into peat. So I love the fact that I didn't get all the things that Matt got. His notes were brilliant, absolutely loved them. I think mine were all right, and I think every time I drank a bit, I was like, oh, and now I'm getting this. Oh, and now I'm getting this. Oh, and there might be some of this. So I'm going to say that actually it was a delight to drink. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was interesting. It was something that was new to me, because that's not something... I'm pretty sure I've drunk it once before and it was too much, that's it. I'm not saying that I will reach for that at the end of every night. There are other peaties that I can drink. Yes.
That's a new one. Peaties.
I can drink wee beastie. I like those kind. There's other ones that are not as powerful, shall we say, that don't pack so much of a punch. However, if I was having a night, sometimes Ant and I will have an evening where we sit in the bar and we might do some samples, or we might spend time with a whiskey and really, really talk about it and just drink it together, because quite often we get different notes. And I like that. I like that when you invest in a time, you give a time to a whiskey and you just get different things over and over and over and over. I like that. Yeah. So that, in conclusion, that's one of those whiskies that I think I would really enjoy. It was a pleasant experience.
Yeah, but I would also say the fact that you didn't get the fruity notes that you kind of want in a peated whiskey, and yet you still enjoyed it.
Yes.
So it's definitely a step up for
yes.
you on your path.
Huge step up.
Because it's not a peated whiskey that you would necessarily you wouldn't gone for.
No, yeah. And I think maybe because I'm nervous about peats potentially, I think I'd probably play it safe. I think I'd probably go for the peats that are sweet or smoky.
How many of us reach to the bar for a whiskey that you're not sure you're going to like?
Yeah,
you always naturally go for the whiskies that you know you enjoy. It's just the way you are. Unless, like you said, we're on one of those evenings where we're doing a bit of a exploration of whiskies we don't know or we're not sure of.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. But most of us do. Yeah, most people will reach for a whiskey that they're sure of.
And I feel like I've done that exploration of whiskey live on camera.
Well, you're still doing them. So let's get to Matt's conclusion. Aerolite Lyndsay successfully embodies several common aspects of Isla's peated whisky output. It ably straddles maritime smoke, coastal minerality and natural sweetness. The end result is not deep nor complex, but it's well composed, well balanced and above all super tasty. Whilst it might be as deliberately as vague as they come, this is fairly priced, evocative and dangerously drinkable.
Yes.
I think
well composed. That was the phrase that jumped out at me. I did find it quite complex. There was a lot for me to think about and go, oh, and now I'm getting this and now I'm getting this. But I think it is well composed, and dangerously drinkable. Maybe not for me, but I wouldn't be against having another one of these on the bar.
I'm sure you probably will. So let's get on to the award.
So, the award I'm going to give this whisky is the Over Palate Award. That would be a bit confusing for most of you. However, in true Aerolite Lyndsay style, it's an anagram for what award I'm actually giving it. So, see if you can figure it out. Pop your answer in the comments below. Thanks so much again to Matt McKay for giving us his notes. They were brilliant, weren't they? So much better than mine. Tarmac and inner tubes and stuff.
He's a professional.
He is a professional. And if you would like to read his really, really great stuff, head on over to his website. Check him out. Thanks for watching. We hope you like this one. Mixing it up again, a bit more fun. Got a tiny little bit left in my glass, which is always a good sign, isn't it? Just there's a tiny bit left. So thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Pour it, drink it, enjoy it.